Welcome to day 3 of attempting the Guinness World Record for the longest distance by toy car. We're in the hotel room and the place is a mess. This is our whole charging station for the cars. This got really wet yesterday, so it's drying off. And today we have a lot of drive. We need to make it over 20 miles. We don't even think that's achievable without a 3-hour charge in the middle, so we gotta go.
Honestly, I feel like it's easier today. Wow. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Lauren was playing Guess the Elevator and picked one to put her toy car in front of. She was so happy when the right one showed up. Then we asked the front desk to sign our witness book because we're required to get a bunch of witnesses every day on our route.
Sign our witness book. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Goodbye, Hilton! And we were on our way for the day. Within 2 blocks, we stopped because there was a turtle that made its way from the pond to the sidewalk. We startled him, so he went running back into the pond. We felt like he was good luck for the day. Today we're trying to hit a ridiculously hard mileage. We're trying to go almost 25 miles, which is almost impossible. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to charge for 3 hours some point during the day. For the majority of the day, we're on the exact same road. It lines the beach, and it's a bike lane. Right now, we're just trying to get to that road, which is about 4 miles away. This is gonna be one of our hardest days yet. Oh my God, someone just kicked dirt in my eyes. Sometimes these sunglasses can't even protect me from the dirt on these roads. I think we're lucky if we make it to the hotel by midnight, but let's hope I'm wrong. We knew we had to keep moving if we didn't want to be driving in the dark for hours. But since the roads coming up would be in the middle of nowhere, Laura needed to pick up some food. I had leftovers, so we decided to try to go through the first drive-thru of the whole trip at McDonald's.
Hi.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I have pizza about today?
Number 7.
They loved us and they were so excited to give us our food at the drive-thru. We were so happy and Lauren packed the food into her bag so we could get back on the road.
Guess you really need to be with her.
Just a few blocks down, we had to stop because there was a twig stuck dragging under her car. She had to get it out so it wouldn't mess up the mechanics of the toy car because that could be detrimental. That's when we spotted our first sign from Bickler Beach, which would be the first beach area we'd pass today.
Oh God. Hopefully it stops in a sec. We're trying to take cover under here.
It's starting to rain a little bit, so we're just taking cover under these trees right now. We're not going so far as to putting the rain covers on just yet. We're hoping it just like passes over with this little tiny cloud of rain. It's so light. We're just hoping it stops in a second.
We're taking shelter under these trees.
Just gonna put this over my stuff a little bit so it doesn't get wet. We're gonna give it a minute and hope it goes away. If not, we're gonna have to cover the whole car because the electronic components would be horrible if they got wet. Then we would need spare parts, which would be really bad and hold us up a few days. But so far, it's not so bad. We thought the rain would pass right over since it was so light. I even took out a snack and decided to use this time to combat my hunger. Things are getting worse than we thought, so this is our backup plan.
The weather is just horrible. So we're having to fully cover everything. That's my car right there.
The rain took a turn for the worst, and by that I mean it got really bad. We put rain covers over the cars and huddled under our umbrellas on the side of the sidewalk for what felt like an hour. The cars are absolutely drenched. Thank gosh we put the covers on them because this is bad. We're literally just standing here waiting. It's gotten so much worse. Holy moly.
Oh my God, this is bad. It's like a freaking storm.
We checked the weather and it was saying severe thunderstorm warning right over us. And it also said to take shelter in a sturdy building, which clearly we didn't have.
The sun is coming out.
That's what I'm saying. After the rain passed, we uncovered the cars and decided to trek onward. But there was an issue. Of course, this is the one night that we booked our hotel in advance, so we have to make it there, and it's also the furthest day, so it's 25 miles away. This better let up. It cannot. If it's like this all day, we're not gonna make it to the hotel. We're just gonna have to lose the money. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. That would suck so bad. I'll let you guys know when this ends.
Right now, it is 12:50.
So we gotta get a new rain cover ASAP because the entire car is still soaked even after being covered that whole time. This is really bad. We gotta find something to dry this with ASAP. It's soaked all the way through. There's a puddle down there. This is bad. The bag is all wet. Oh God.
What?
Mine is not dry. Big puddle in here.
Oh, mine doesn't have that.
There's a bit of a puddle below my hood. Not everything's wet, just one spot that I guess it leaks through.
And the hood, it was actually so dry with the back.
Luckily, I packed a mini towel. When I packed it, I had no idea what it would be useful for, but then it ended up being the perfect thing to dry off the cars. We shook everything out so we wouldn't be sitting in a wet puddle on our seats. Do you think it was like only raining right above us? It's totally dry here.
The grass is dry.
The grass is dry. Was it just raining 2 seconds away? Or were we just under the one rain cloud? It's totally dry here. Like the sidewalk is almost fully dry. Oh my God. Were we just in the one rain cloud right back under there? Then out of nowhere, it started downpouring on us again. Luckily, we were passing under a random medical building to take shelter under actual concrete. Of course, it was the one day that we booked the hotel in advance, which we said we'd never do for this exact reason. Hi, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but I just booked your hotel. I am trying to do a Guinness World Record for the longest distance by toy car. Making a really hard decision. The rain is not letting up. The radar doesn't look like it's gonna get any better. The sun was out for literally 2 seconds. And now we're back to these types of skies. We've went 4 miles today so far. We're making a really hard decision. The rain is not letting up. The radar doesn't look like it's gonna get any better. The sun was out for literally 2 seconds. And now we're back to these types of skies. We've went 4 miles today so far. And unfortunately, we're making the hard decision to go back to the hotel we stayed at last night. 4 miles in the wrong direction. It's literally painful because today we're not gonna make any progress toward the Guinness World Record.
But even just splashing into a puddle like this
Can splash up into all the mechanics under the car and then we'll lose the entire thing. So we're heading back now to the hotel. But thank you to this medical group for letting us take shelter under their little awning. Right after eating, I noticed my hoodie was soaked. I wasn't sure why because it was protected from the rain. That's when I noticed that the cooler soaked through and got my entire hoodie soaking wet, which meant that I would go back to the room and I wouldn't have anything warm to wear after all of this. This was my only jacket except a really, really thin raincoat. Anyway, the rain stopped and we were back on the road. We're back on the road. Now we have to be really careful for puddles because all the electric components are underneath this car. And if any puddle comes up and splashes under the car, then we could short circuit the whole thing or just destroy the electronic components. So we're gonna go really slow anytime we see a puddle. Back to the hotel from last night, but I wish we were going that way. We stopped at Walgreens to run a last-minute errand for something we had no idea we needed. Clear nail polish. In the rain, our stickers started bubbling up, so we needed a way to waterproof them. Lauren went in first, and that's when I noticed that my monkey stuffed animal got dirty in the rain. scooted back past everything we'd already passed that day for about 4 miles to the hotel. Then it was time to figure out how to get everything in the room that looked identical to the one we stayed in last night again. I literally took this time lapse just so you could see how many trips it takes us to go in and out of the room to unload our cars. The cars are in the room. The room looks identical to yesterday. Last thing to do today is protect my sticker. Lauren said this will protect the sticker when it gets wet. It's good to go. I'm really hoping that tomorrow goes better than today. So I'm still living in the future. So I still have no idea if we've raised any money for our fundraiser to help save animals. The top donor in the first few days gets to name this little guy, and they'll keep their name throughout the entire 500-mile world record. See you guys tomorrow, and hopefully it goes better. For anyone still watching, this is our logbook page from today that we're submitting to Guinness World Records with all of our stops from the day. It looks so cute.